Hey, this is John. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Mechanical Mastery. In the last episode, we made some of these HDPE pellets so we could make these HDPE sheets. And that will let us make the black HDPE sheets, which will let us make the solar neutron activator. I'm not sure if he even needs power, so I'm thinking of just putting this guy on top of my reactor. So let's see what happens if we try and do that. So we're going to need some of these guys, so we'll make a recipe for that. Alright, black iron and HDPE sheet equals that. HDPE sheet is this guy, and we already have the pellets. Okay, so let's go put these in there. So let's see here. There is, I believe this is an enrichment recipe, and this guy should be an induction smelter. So it shouldn't really matter which one. I'll go with this one. It's not making calcite. Let's see if I can get a black HDPE sheet. And do we need them? A lot of them? I don't really know. I would like to get, a stack of, some of them, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so do I have... Okay, that did work. I don't know how many of those we're going to need, though. So I'm going to make one for now and see what happens. Okay, need to make that solar neutron activator now. Okay. And this guy, does it need power? I don't see a buffer for power at all, so I'm hoping the answer is no. So what happens if I don't know if I can output from the top one of these barrels. Let's see what happens when I hit you into output mode. Okay, I don't know why I always go to that. Alright, he can input from the bottom, but wow, this guy took all the waste. That's actually not terrible. If this guy has nothing, then I don't have any trouble moving him. So that was a rotate. That's not what I meant. Okay. Let's get more of these pressurized tubes, but not the basic ones. Those are all empty now, which is perfect. All right. I am almost positive we can move these things. Make sure I hit the tube and not the guy with waste, because if I hit the waste guy, we're going to have a bad day. Okay. You are empty. No gas stored. Yeah. On wrench mode, this guy says no gas stored, so, that makes sense. Okay, so he can't break a barrel. Cool. That makes me feel better about that, actually. Okay. We're going to take all of these guys. Not the center guy. And, hey, out of curiosity, what happens if we set this guy... Okay, he can't go there. That's fine. Let's get this pressurized tube. Okay, we have some of these ultimate pressurized tubes. I forget why I made this, but I'm sure I had a reason. This is not going to be my buffer, by the way. I'm just using it temporarily. Okay. So, if I place this into him and configure that to output, yes, you go into nuclear waste, okay, and you become polonium. You do not need power. That is good to know. Okay, we can now break this guy. I cannot break this guy. Polonium does not decay. He's got nuclear waste and everything else in there. So I'd love to move that, but That's just not an option right now. How do we move that? I don't know. Um, what I do know is I can set this guy up like this. And then we could turn the polonium into polonium pellets. Those can be moved, but you have to have exactly the right amount of polonium. So getting it to exactly 0, I don't know what to do about that. So I'll have to see about that. What's our uses for polonium gas? It's just this supercritical phase shifter. All right, that's not terrible. We could move this guy once we make this thing. So that's not bad, really. Okay, so for the time being, we're going to stick everything into this pressurized tube. It will go in here and make polonium. We will use that to make polonium pellets, and we'll use that to get this supercritical phase shifter, which requires tons of material. But at least I have a way to deal with the nuclear waste. These things hold like a ton of nuclear waste, and you saw how quick it was to get this guy going. So we're going to want to build that supercritical phase shifter because antimatter takes forever to generate. And we're going to need at least a little bit of it, maybe a lot of it, probably a lot of it, to get somewhere. And since I want to move him anyway, it'd be great if I move the polonium over to this guy. But I said he does, right? Polonium. Yeah, what are my uses for polonium? Yeah, it's just if we take water and polonium, we get polonium pellets, which we need for some component of this guy. And then the supercritical phase shifter with, look at this, it needs 400 million redstone flux. Actually, that may not be true. That may not be right. But it's a 1,000 to 1 ratio. Wow, that's insane. Okay, well, let's start by building that reactor because we're just going to need to do that. It says we need 60 of those. So we need 123 glass, 3 of these ports, and 1 supercharged coil, which is where we get these polonium pellets. We need 3 of those, and I think that we need to make the 3 of those with just the 3 buckets of polonium. So let's add that to our list. Yeah, 1 bucket of polonium. Just needs water. Okay. We'll get us polonium pellets. So we'll get this spent nuclear waste. And I believe that is something we can decay in a nuclear waste barrel. So that's okay to output there. We do need a pressurized reaction chamber, and we're going to need just, looks like just water in there. So for now, I'm going to set this up somewhere. Where? I don't know. Somewhere. I don't know if Mechanism is capable of moving radioactive gases. And also, it's going to be hard to put the polonium into a tank. I don't think you can put radioactive gas into a tank because that would mean you could move it around. So I'm not going to try that yet, but I might ask that on the Discord. Let's go make another pressurized reaction chamber. And let's see if we can use that. So we need one of these enrichment chambers. And then one of these guys. There we go. For now, we're just going to stick him right next to this guy. Our transport config. Let's get a flux point. I've got one. And we're just going to get, can he have, no, he can't have one of those guys. We have a tank, though. We have a tank full of water. We've got mechanical pipes. that should be enough for him for this. So let's put a basic mechanical pipe with this guy, and let's whack him with our configurator. Okay, he now has that. For the side config on gases, he can eject. That's good. So we're going to want him to be an input from the left and not to auto eject. We're going to want this guy to be an output to the right and auto eject. This gives him the polonium. Cool. And polonium pellets require fluorite dust, but we don't actually need too much of that right now. So let's just get 3, and if we had power, this guy would work. So yeah, we're going to make polonium pellets. So, and he does store this spent nuclear waste, and that is how we get rid of the radioactivity. But again, we can't convert the rest of this 39 millibuckets of polonium. They're just, I don't know anything to do with it. So let's put this radioactive waste barrel right here. And I don't think that's going to work, but let's find out. So on the gas config, if I output to the right, do you auto eject? You do not. You might if you were on the bottom, though. Let's break you. You have nothing in you. Let's put you there. Let's say that you are a gas that outputs on the bottom. Yeah, you can do that. Now, is that good? No. He won't get rid of this very, very well, but it's okay. I don't think there is any use for this. You can make it, you can't use it in any way whatsoever. So, stable spent nuclear waste. We just have to get rid of this. Okay, we can make more of these eventually, but this will decay in 3,000 seconds, so I'm not worried about that right now. We've got our 3 polonium pellets. We got rid of nuclear waste, so these are okay, I think, to touch or have in our inventory. So I hope I'm not wrong about that. We'll put those in the system, and let's get working on the rest of this stuff. We need 72 of these. Okay, we need lots more of these black HDPE sheets. So why don't we go tell the system to make more of those, because we're going to need those. Let's get rid of the rain, too. Rain is not nice. I don't like rain. Okay, yeah, black HDPE sheets. I don't know if we're going to need them, like, long term. So it's not clear to me whether we need these just for the reactor or for other things, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and say, please make a stack of these, and then I'll have them for when I want to craft with them. So that is my plan. I'll also set up, I set up enriched redstone for this guy rather than using redstone directly, and I set up enriched carbon for these rather than coal. So a bit more efficient use of resources, and this factory guy he wasn't a factory, he is now. He can now enrich coal and do at least 2 of those at once. And this should mean this guy turns back on and makes more pellets. I took all but like 7 buckets of the ethylene and put it in here. The only way to make ethylene is with this guy, turning biofuel into these things. Now, there's no other use for these things other than to make the HDPE pellets. So maybe I don't need to store these in the system, but I had so many of them I did, so we'll deal with that later. But for now, it's fine. All right, we have, I think, what we should need to make this stuff. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, no, we don't have anywhere near what we need to make this stuff. We need tons more of these polonium pellets. Um, so we need to make a ton more spent nuclear waste and then do something with that. Sorry, not spent nuclear waste. We need to make nuclear waste. Um, okay, well, I was worried about this, and now I am not. What is your side config for gases? Yeah, I did that wrong. Okay, that's fine though. We need a ton of polonium. We need a way to deal with it. We need to make a bunch of these pellets. So we're going to have a way to get these pellets in here somehow. Uh, I just need to do some math. I guess that means, wow, how many of these do we need? 4 of these times 72, I think. So is that 288? I kind of think it is. Yeah, we need 288 of these polonium pellets. We need a lot of this stuff. All right, that's not so bad, really. We will have to do something with the nuclear waste that comes out of here. So let's start by doing that. Let's get some more basic pressurized tubes. What do you mean there's no wireless in range? We're out of power. Okay, power is a problem right now, but not a big problem because we can literally just turn this guy on. This guy turns into polonium. This tube looks full, but if it says empty, it probably is empty. Just, it transfers so fast, we're not really sure. This guy has a limit of how much polonium he has in there. And this guy should be inputting gases from the left. So why are you not? Are you not set to eject? You're not. Okay. So now you get polonium. Every time you have 1,000 millibuckets and some fuel, you will work. What is that stuff? Fluorite dust, I think. All right, I'm going to take a stack of this, and we're just going to make that go. And let's put power in you. And for the moment, I don't want him generating any more output waste. So for the gases, please stop auto-ejecting. And for the gases, you're no longer going to input on the right. Okay, so every time we get enough polonium, we will make a polonium pellet until we have 64 of those right now, until I figure out how to store fluorite dust in there, which is not a bad thing. We are now dealing with our radioactive waste. You can see our coolant tank is fine. Fissile fuel is fine temporarily. I think we can move fissile fuel with a quantum entanglement port, so I may end up doing that, because we're just going to need to run this. And if we are running both of these all the time, it shouldn't be a problem. Now this guy tells me I have some limiting things on steam flow and production, so I don't know if I can add more blades. I thought this had to be in the center, but maybe it doesn't. So I might need to make it taller, but I'm not really clear about some of that. So I'll have to look up more about how these turbines work. But he's generating, like, look at this. He has half a billion RF right now. So we might actually have to deal with power more than we have to deal with anything else. Which honestly means this guy could become fast again, because we now have enough power to actually run him. So what are your upgrades? You can see energy upgrades. You get a 10x effect. So this is, he can store 10 times as much energy, and he uses 10 times less, I think. But the energy upgrades, they are powers of 2. Every one is a power of 2. So 2, 4, 8. That's where we are with just 3 upgrades. So 8 upgrades, that's 256 times as much energy. But, I mean, I think we have that now. I didn't mean to do that. I'm at speed upgrades. Put those back in there. Speed upgrades. So now it is really fast. And let's see here. Okay, so the problem with you is you don't extract fast enough. I think we can get this to extract a little bit faster. Let's see here. You only have 2 buckets, which is kind of annoying, but that's what it is. But we can extract faster than that, I think. So what are you? You are my electrolytic separator. Okay, so you should be... Okay, you are this guy. We can extract our gases faster, at least. And that is now better. So he is now dumping hydrogen faster into him. Do we need hydrogen? Well, I don't know. We might replace like these guys with more of these guys. He's got plenty of energy or hydrogen right now, and he's only producing when we're out of power, which if we keep running the steam turbine, we're never going to be out of power, at least not for a while. So I believe if we let him fill up with power, he will stop dispersing his steam, and that would be bad for us. So this guy could explode as well. I have to keep my eye on that. So I want to see what happens when we're close to that. But it will be good to have a nice big buffer. Now, the answer to that problem is a much bigger battery of power, like 100 million RF. That's no longer the scale that we're at. We need a much bigger buffer. So we could look into something like that. I'll have to see. And also, no idea how much polonium we're going to deal with, but this guy takes our polonium and does a pretty good job of taking care of it. So we've got 6 pellets now, going a bit slowly, so may take a while. So I think that's probably wrapping up point though for this video. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. Come back and see us next time. And I will let you know what happens when the energy does go above the 1.44 gigawatts. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like, subscribe, comment. Or don't. You do you, man. Ciao.